Back with us at the SportsMax zone. We continue with a recap of Matchday 3 of the UEFA Champions League at the Allianz Arena in Munich. The German champions, Bayern Munich, hosted the Czech champions, Victoria Pizen, in one of the day's early matches. And we have those highlights.
A great noise then as the game begins on Matchday 3 in Munich. Bayern versus Victoria Pizen. Here is Leroy Sané. Into Musiala. Sané goes again. Sané, fine run. It's Leroy Sané! Oh, what a start! And what a goal for Bayern! Sané now, for the season, 7 goals across all competitions, but few as spectacular as this. Musiala onto Sané, who unloads an utter beauty. Beyond Verdoin, that's special. Davies on his bike. Davies. Now Musiala. On now to Goretzka for Serge Gnabry, and Bayern double their money inside 13 minutes. Gnabry takes the chance. Again, Musiala involved, then Goretzka, Gnabry, and then the ball prodded beyond the goalkeeper Verdoin. Sadio Mane, glorious. Mane, little body swerve, and Mane goes on. Sadio Mane! Absolutely stunning. Pizen have real problems here, but Bayern and their fans can sit back and savour this. Sadio Mane with a stunning goal to make it 3. Bayern are in their groove. Gnabry there was more keen to win the ball. Mane dropped in here for Leroy Sané. Excellent goal. Mane's assist was glorious, and Sané's finish, 2 for the night, was unerring. Here's a Munich-born Croatian. He's got the ball out here. It's come to Goretzka, on to Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting, who makes it 5. Made here by Goretzka this time, and Choupo-Moting on hand via the post to give Bayern another goal on a night which is absolutely full of them. Sabitzer, I think, might fancy this. He's never scored a goal for Bayern here, by the way. It's Marcel Sabitzer with the free kick, which is just past the post. Sabitzer with his whipped free kick. And yeah, touched away there by Verdoin, which is the final action of the game. So Bayern on Matchday 3 have smashed in 5 at Plezeni's expense.
Yeah, kudos to, greetings to the commentator who's breaking new ground with his pronunciation. All these years we knew Leroy as Leroy Sané, and he comes up with Leroy Sané. I thought it was a new player, and then he gave us Sadio Mane. If anything, it's actually Sadio. Sadio Mane, that's what we knew him as from his days at RB, at Salzburg. And the commentator reinventing the pronunciation, but yeah, he can keep that to himself. Let's talk about Bayern Munich.
He can reinvent, but Bayern Munich, they continue their perfect form. You know, they look just as fresh. And when we saw them playing their first game, Sadio Mane with those goals and Leroy Sané. What we did know, though, George and Lance, coming into this match, Thomas Müller being ruled out because of COVID, Joshua Kimmich, you know, you felt as if Bayern Munich would have been affected because those 2 key players were missing. But no, they continue their top run of form.
Well, there was no way Pizen would trouble Bayern Munich. Different quality of the 2 teams, and even though Bayern domestically are 3rd in the table at the moment, Freiburg and
Union Berlin
ahead of them, Pizen not of the quality. It was like an afternoon training session for Bayern, and they just walked through the defence.
Yeah, no team in the history of European football has ever won 31 consecutive group games, so Bayern are the owners of the record for the longest unbeaten streak. Well, not unbeaten streak, because that would include draws. The longest win streak in the group stage of European football competition, and the red machine just keeps on going. Lovely skill from the Senegalese international, who is primed to do big things at the World Cup. Could this be the year that Africa has a team winning the World Cup? If Africa has a team that wins the World Cup this year, it could very well be the Senegal team that depends so much on Sadio Mane's goal-scoring talents. All right, what about Anfield? Last year's beaten finalists Liverpool, they hosted the Scottish champions Rangers, and we have the highlights for you.
First competitive meeting of Liverpool and Rangers. Liverpool were on the front foot early on and in front inside 7 minutes. Trent Alexander-Arnold with a stunning free kick. And they'd had a couple of chances before that, but Alan McGregor, who's been a busy keeper throughout, had already saved them a couple of times. Rangers, that is, who came in, remember, with no points out of 6. He saved from Salah there, but he couldn't save Salah's penalty when Leon King had fouled Luis Diaz in the second half. Liverpool trying to recover, having lost at Napoli so heavily on opening night. They beat Ajax here last time out, and they were 2-0 winners in the end. McGregor saving again there from Jota. 2-0, the final score.
Yeah, the veteran Alan McGregor there in the between the sticks for Rangers. He was their man of the match, their most important player. Without him, this would have been ugly for the Scottish champions.
Yeah, we see Rangers, not being able to put up a fight, and against their defence, George, a bit leaky. So Liverpool getting the much-needed win that they've been playing very poorly in the English Premier League. So they got the much-needed win that they needed to boost their confidence. Goals coming from Salah and Trent Alexander.
Lads, when the camera cut to, in the second half, the camera cut to a figure in the stands, and it was none other than Sir Alexander Chapman Ferguson. And people may be wondering, what is Fergie doing at a Liverpool versus Rangers game? Yeah. And they would forget that he was an outstanding Rangers striker.
That's right.
In his time.
So he was supporting Rangers.
So supporting
the Scotsman in him elevated for the moment.
Absolutely so. Yeah? All right. What about the full results on the day? Let's look at what the results board looks like. So Bayern beating Pizen 5-0. Marseille in the early game, Mariah told you about that. A lot of incident in that game. A Sporting ran out, went into a 1-0 lead in the first 10 minutes. Then Marseille got back into the game because the Sporting goalkeeper Adan lost his head, the 35-year-old, gave away the first goal, gave away the second goal, then got himself red carded, all in the first half, and Marseille running out 4-1 winners in a match that was delayed. The start was delayed for about 16 minutes because the Sporting coach left the hotel late because they were not assigned a police outrider, and the streets of Marseille, heavy traffic, so they got to the stadium about 40 minutes late. Then they had to warm up, and so kickoff had to be pushed back because of that. Ajax confirming they were thrashed 6-1 at home by Napoli. Club Brugge, they beat Atletico Madrid 2-0. No goals between Eintracht Frankfurt and the Tottenham in what was an awful match. FC Porto beating Bayer Leverkusen 2-0. Leverkusen having a goal disallowed, scored by the Englishman Callum Hudson-Odoi in the 16th minute, and then it just fell away for them from there. So FC Porto winning 2-0, their first win in the Champions League this season. Inter squeezing by Barcelona 1-0. Big win for Simone Inzaghi and his men. And then Liverpool controlling affairs as they beat Rangers 2-0. So this is what the groups look like. Napoli, perfect so far. Liverpool have got rolling, so they have 6 points. Ajax started very, very well, but are struggling now, and Rangers looking to be the whipping boys of Group A. Club Brugge are the surprise package in Group B. Nobody would have wagered on them being top of the group after 3 match days, but that's where they are, perfect from their 3 games. Porto, Leverkusen, Atletico Madrid all knotted on 3 points. It's going to be a dogfight for that second automatic place in the next round, because I tell you what, I don't expect that Club Brugge will throw away the advantage they have. Group C, Bayern are perfect and serene so far in the Champions League. Inter have their 6 points. Barca with work to do, and Victoria Pleasant, that goal against Column is going to swell even further. Group D, Sporting threw away a chance today to take full control of the group, but Tottenham have worked themselves back into contention. Frankfurt are still in with a shout, and even Marseille at the bottom on 3 points have a chance of winning the group if all things go well.
Interesting that Marseille were 4-1 winners over Sporting today, George, and Sporting still remain leaders. Marseille still bottom of the table.
Yes.
That's because the Tottenham and Frankfurt game ended in a draw, and Tottenham missing the opportunity to go further up.
So perfect result for Marseille.
That's right.
They won, and then their rivals for the other place, they drew. So there we go. All right, when we return, we'll preview the remaining matches in Matchday 3. Those matches come up, of course, on Wednesday.